Today we are learning flowers. But first of all, I want to thank you for 2000 subscribers. I didn't even know that there are as many fan spinners on the planet. And today you will learn how to correctly spin your fans on your hands, how to synchronize both of your fans, and how to keep the good timing as you do different kinds of flowers. Moreover, I'll give you some tips on how to keep your flowers actually clean and well aligned. Unlike other props, children, fire fans have two types of flowers. The spin flowers, in which you spin your fans on your hands to achieve the flower, and the weave flowers, in which you do the weaves to move your fans in the pattern of the flower. Today we will focus on the former type. So how do you actually spin fans? You put your hand inside the ring so that the ring becomes locked between your thumb and other fingers that are spread like this. And to make it move, you move your hand up and down using your elbow to give the energy to the fan to do every new circle. So every time I kind of give the energy to the fan by moving my hand up like this. So basically I do like this. Be it the side plane or be it the wall plane, it's all the same. I just move it up and down for every circle. Now let's consider the timing. As you perhaps know, there are two types of flowers, spin and anti-spin flowers. In the spin flower, you move your arm in the same direction, for example clockwise, as your fan rotates, like this. And in anti-spin flowers, your arm goes in the opposite direction. Let's consider classical four-petal flowers now. Consider four-petal spin flower. It has basically four petals like this, and the fan does 4 turns to accomplish it. And at each point I do this kind of move to give the energy for the next petal, like this. So the timing of this move is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quite easy. But the anti-spin flower is a different matter. In the anti-spin flower, although the flower still has 4 petals, the fan makes only 3 turns. And so the timing of this flower is like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like a valse. So it's like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's like You see? So it's different timing than the spin flower. To do the flowers with both hands, you'll need to synchronize your fans, which is sometimes challenging even for experienced spinners. Imagine you want to synchronize in the opposite direction same time. For this you will have to move your hands up and down at the same time. So it's like this basically. You have it synchronized now same time. Now imagine you want to do split time. In this case you want to do split going up and down, so when one goes up the other one goes down, like this. So to do this, just think about your hands, not about your fans, and move them up and down, and your fans will synchronize automatically. Here's an exercise for that. Start on the vertical line, one hand on top of another, like try to spin them in the opposite direction, and just move your hands up and down. So basically they go like this. Now once you synchronize that, move it to the side. One hand is in front of the other one, and still they're going like up and down like this. Continue the rotation to achieve this point. Again, move it like up and down towards each other. And finally the other side. This time the other hand is in front of the other hand which is behind. Like this. So together you'll get this flower. But it all works also for the side plane flowers. Let's consider some simple flowers. You have your fans like this, with the fingers facing outside, and let's imagine you want to do the classical, this kind of flower. It's a classical same time opposite direction flower. So here, to synchronize, you have to move your hands simultaneously up and down. So at the bottom you start here, you do it like this. Then as a horizontal line, you keep them synchronized by moving up and down. Then the top and the the top is hard, so I just do one circle there. And this line, and go back here. So together it's like pam, 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 pam. Here, this is one of the simplest flowers. Now let's do the same direction flower. The same direction flowers are almost always split time. So you need to use a split time synchronization like this. So for example, you start here, and I move my hands like up and down like this, so it's synchronized. Next, I move one of the hands to the top, the other to the bottom. Here, like on the top, I have to do a move like this using my elbow to synchronize basically. At the bottom, I also use my elbow to bring it up and down, so together it's like this. Then I go there. Again, I use like up and down movement, and now my left hand is at the bottom, and again I use this kind of move to synchronize with the bottom. So together. So once you learned all these spin flowers and anti-spin flowers, and you learn how to synchronize two fans, you can do any flowers you want. For example, some flowers from the videos and from other tutorials. But of course, I always invite you to explore these flowers for yourself. How to do it? Basically, start with any movement. For example, the split time opposite direction movement. Try to move your arms in spin like this. So you'll get this in spin flower, the opposite direction one. Try to change the direction of your arms and you'll get the anti-spin flower. It's a bit harder, but I leave it as your homework. Now let's try to change the direction of one of your fans, and you will get the so-called goofy flower, or more properly, goofy flower goes like this with only two petals in spin. Like this, you see? The same goes for the side plane rotation. You can do some flowers, you can change the direction, and discover a bunch of cool tricks by yourself. And that's the point, because like any art, fan spinning is not about copying moves of others. It's about creating your own stuff. Finally, as promised, I will give away my secrets of clean and beautiful flowers. Although after this video you could have started doubting the beauty of my flowers. The point is, secret number one. Secret number one is that often, at workshops or in tutorials, you hear that you do wall plane flowers and your arms simply move like this. This is very, very rough approximation of what's going on. If you simply do it this way, you'll find that this arm is surely longer than this one, so you'll find yourself like this. And then, if you just do it, your petals will not be overlapped, so that your fans will not overlap at this point. What you really have to do, you have to stretch a bit your arm. I even turn a bit to this side, and this arm I bend in the elbow here like this, so that the hands really have to be overlapped in order to make your petals really overlapped. Don't do it like this. I mean, just really overlap, even if it requires bending your fan or turning to the side. Secret number two. You may think like similar to poi, you just have to move your arms like smoothly in the circle. But it's not quite true for fans, because fans have several wicks, so if you just do that, you will have 5 flowers which are slightly shifted one from another. So altogether it doesn't look as beautiful as if you do the same movement by more discreetly. So at each point, at each petal, I let the fan to draw the circle and then move quickly to the next point. Like this. Whoa. Oh. Does it make sense? So, or 90 spin. So I do this movement quite quickly, and then I let the fan draw the circle, and then I move to the next point, let it draw the circle, move to the next point. So do your flowers more discreetly, and altogether it will look better. The secret number 3 is about the side plane flowers. In side plane flowers, I never stand like statically in the same point. I always move and turn my chest and my body in order to display better the back flower, because usually if you stay just statically, your back flower is kind of a bit hidden by your body. That's why when I do some kind of flower, for example, first of all, in this case I turn here to show you this petal, and then as I go to the other side I turn this way to show you that petal, and continue and come back again here. So always move and find the best way to show all the petals to the audience. Secret number 4. Pay attention at the vertical alignment of your flowers in the frontal flower. What usually people do, it's like a mistake I see all the time, they do something like this. So their vertical petals are not at all aligned. You really have to pay attention to make them on the vertical line. Then the flower will look much more properly. Secret number 5, and it's not really a secret. Use the mirror, practice with the mirror, because if you just look how your flowers look from your own point of view, you'll never be able to say whether it's good or not. You'll never be able to see your mistakes. So always practice with the mirror, even if it's just like your window at night. Use the mirror. So these were the basics of the spin flower. Next time we'll learn some weave flowers and learn some cool flowers with turns. Thanks for staying until the end. Subscribe if you didn't. Check my other channel, and I'll see you next time.